Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's devotions, where we will be sharing on the topic drawing near, and we're going to be diving into some practical ways that we can remain and grow our intimacy with Christ. So these are going to be ways that you can draw near, you can tune into the frequency of God's love, and also have a deeper revelation of who God is. And so one of the ways that we can strengthen our intimacy with God is through singing and with our songs, praising and worshiping God. I want us to read together in Revelations 5 verse 8 to 10, which says, "Now when he had taken the scroll, the 4 living creatures and the 24 elders fell before the Lamb, each having a harp and golden bowls full of incense, which were the prayers of the saints. And they sang a new song, saying, 'You are worthy to take the scroll and to open its seals. For you were slain and have redeemed us to God by your blood out of every tribe and tongue and people and nation, and have made us kings and priests to our God, and we shall reign on the earth.'" Isn't that an awesome piece of scripture? And there are 2 takeaways that I want to share with you today. The first one is the very first words of the 4 living creatures and the elders when they started singing their new song, and those are the words, "You are worthy." They were saying to God, "You are worthy." And that's so beautiful because the word worthy in Hebrew means literally or to see. So what they were basically saying was, "Lord, I see you. The Lamb who opened the scroll, I see you." And that's so beautiful because it's showing us that their focus was on the Lord. That they were saying, "Lord, I find value and I find worth in you. I cherish you. I give you my heart. I give you my trust. I give you my commitment because you are valuable to me, my King." And this is so beautiful because it contradicts what the Israelites were like back in the wilderness. And we're going to read that together in Hosea 13 verse 6, which says, "When they had pasture, they were filled. They were filled and their heart was exalted. Therefore, they forgot me." So this is God speaking through the prophet Hosea, and he basically says, I was with the Israelites in the wilderness, in the desert, in their drought season, and yet when their pastures were full, they completely forgot about me. Their focus was not on who was present with them. Their focus was on their needs, their circumstances, and what they could gain from God. May we learn from this story and realize that we need to be like the living creatures that say, "Lord, you are of value and worth to me." Not forget about him when we get what we need from God. Moving on to the second thing that I want to share with you today. In Revelations 5 verse 9, as we were reading, it says, "For you were slain and have redeemed us to God by your blood out of every tribe and tongue and people and nation, and have made us kings and priests to our God, and we shall reign on the earth." After point 1, acknowledging God for who he is, we see that they started singing about the wonderful works that he had done. That through his blood, they were now kings and priests with God, that they would rule on the earth. This is a picture for us of how we ought to sing towards God. We need to recognize that he is worthy and valuable to us, but we also need to acknowledge his finished work on the cross. When we do this, we declare and proclaim the finished work of Jesus over our lives, and then it starts to influence our lives, and our identity is continually confirmed. You see, the focus of our song should not be our shortcomings, our failures, and our mistakes, but it needs to be the finished work of Jesus Christ, that he alone is worthy. This takes the focus off of us, takes the spotlight off of us, and places it all on him. Our hearts can then focus on intimacy and relationship with God above all else. In closing, I want to just remind you that we do not do any of this to move God or to force our circumstances to change. This is not out of self-effort or self-righteousness, but this is all through the power of the Spirit living within us. And when we do these practical things, we are telling our hearts and reaffirming the beliefs in our hearts that God is worthy, that he's valuable, that we are fixed and focused on you, Lord. I want to encourage you today to sing a new song unto the Lord. Declare that he is worthy, that he has made us kings and priests to our God, and that we can now reign and rule with him through what Jesus Christ has done for us. And always remember that you are highly favored and deeply loved of God.